Well, that's what I think. And I'm the chairman. Now, what does the marketing department have to say, Tom?
Thanks, Paul. Look at these charts. Sales since 1963. Sterling figures. We've improved slowly and steadily, beating inflation by enough each year to make the sales force complacent. Our best performance was in the years after decimalisation, same as everybody else. Decimal currency was a godsend. Now then, look at this. This is the first alarming set of figures. Market share. Against all others, we're losing. Slightly. Still the biggest with 68%. Sounds unassailable, doesn't it? But look at this. Now, this is Dean's performance against us and against all others. 2 years ago, they came in with 4% after a launch. The figure in June of this year for sterling market is 27 and rising. They've eaten up everybody else. I think they're starting on us. Now, this will be the picture in 5 years' time. If the present rate of decline and progress carry on like they are now, Deans will have 75%. We, Blandys, will be dead. Any questions? Or is my case good?
Well, thank you, Tom. Any immediate questions, gentlemen? Or shall we have coffee?
No point, yes, sir.
Sit down, Ray. Talk from your seat, if you will.
Raymond West, Sales Director. I don't like uninformed remarks about my sales performance. I don't like snide jeers about complacency. The sales force is not to blame for losing market share. Targets are set jointly. We've never missed a target yet. When we do, you can kick my behind. Until then, I'll be obliged if you look to someone else to blame.
Now, I think perhaps you might have taken Tom's remarks the wrong way. Tom?
Certainly. When I spoke about the sales force complacency, I was probably being too specific. For Salesforce, read selling organisation. We're all too complacent. Look, this product has to change. If it doesn't change, we are dead. The problem is, we have to change without losing people who've bought us for so long. We have to make sure Mum keeps buying, but at the same time, we need to modernise the product. We need to upgrade Mum's image of herself and persuade her that we've still got what she wants. She buys it. Remember that.
No, all right, Tom, we probably know what you mean. We certainly need time to chase our ideas round, and I want ideas, gentlemen. I want good ideas. I want them soon. Next meeting. My secretary will let you know when it is, and you will all also get a key area to work on. Coffee outside, please. Tom, stay here. I want to talk to you.
All right, Paul. Satisfied?
Yes, that'll do. That'll do nicely. We can give them the next stage next time. Will you be ready?
Yes, I will. I just had to talk to research and development. It was their baby. I want to make perfectly sure there aren't any warts.
Do what you have to, but remember I want this launched and I want it to go smoothly and very quickly. Test market in the TV area in 3 months. Launch as soon after that as we can be sure. Oh. Now, I take it the product's okay to go?
I want to talk to research. I'm just a simple soul in the marketing department. I have to depend on what they tell me.
You do up to a point. But you drive the car. You hold the steering wheel. All they do is make the engine work.
Well, there may be warts,
If
Paul.
there are warts, cut them off. I won't be delayed. I want to go ahead. Get it. And on your way out, send Lisa in with a coffee.
I told you I want to know now. Well, surely I can get some idea. It was your idea in the first place. It's your baby.
Yes, it was. That's all it was, Tom. An idea.
Sarah, I can't take that back to Paul Payton. You know damn well it was more than an idea. When I spoke to you and Randy a couple of months back, you were so enthusiastic I thought you found out how to make gold. I've sold this bloody thing so hard, now he's chasing me. If you let me down now, I'm going to look like a tree in the desert. Very, very noticeable. You've got more than an idea.
Yes.
Well, what's the problem? All I'm asking for is a tentative maybe. I've got a go-ahead date to fix. There's nothing the matter with it, is there?
No. So far as I know, nothing.
Well, then what's the problem? If there's nothing the matter, we can go ahead.
There's nothing the matter with it, so far as I know. Looks quite good, in fact.
So why does it suddenly turn out to be only an idea?
I haven't finished doing all my tests. When I have, I'll give David Robinson a clear report, and you can start producing, and you can have a test market. Okay?
I don't understand you. You know all I want is an intelligent cockshy. You can still go ahead and do all your tests. But if I have to wait until they're all finished, I'll never get this bloody thing started even. It's 16 weeks for artwork.
You seem a bit thin. Nerves ragged?
Well, this is important.
They're all important. This one looks more like desperate. Want to tell Auntie?
Drink?
Get 2 beakers out of that cupboard.
The usual sneaky place.
So, why are the yellows of your eyes turning red? I haven't seen you like this since the agency cocktail party. The day after, to be precise.
I know for a fact that Dean's are going to hit us very hard indeed. New pack, new label, half-price launch, dealer loaders. I'd like to take some of the sting out.
You're depending on this stuff to do that?
I've gone too far on the old story. You know, comfy, cosy, reliable. Everybody uses Blandies.
Good stuff. Good powder. There isn't a better one made. And it doesn't cost the earth.
Problem.
I'm listening.
Apart from you, who do you know that uses it?
My mother, her mother, all her sisters. Oh.
Ah, indeed.
But what difference will our new product, 148D, make?
Well, a hell of a lot, I hope. It moves us out of the mundane into the exciting. 148D plus a new perfume, and we've got a whole new product. It'll be the first ever deodorant and dusting powder with this kind of base. We're into a totally different field. Shazam!
If it works.
Well, you've used it?
Yes.
So have I. It works. It's superb.
It's only designed to stop your armpits getting smelly, you know. Well, get it in proportion. It's not the Taj Mahal. It's a new base dusting powder with a new active ingredient that works. No stains on clothes, no spillage.
There you are. You said it yourself. It works. So when can I know?
Tom, you can wait. I won't be rushed into providing a set of results so you can be Paul Peyton's little friend.
Yeah, all right, then. All right. What do you think? Just tell me what you think. On the basis of what you've done this far.
It looks all right.
Great.
Oh, Tom, stop this. I know you. And maybe from me today, and tomorrow it's quoted as a yes in the boardroom. I'm not sure.
But there's nothing you've found against it. Not so far. All I need is a hint.
Sod off. And that's the closest to a hint you're getting.
The company doesn't operate a maybe scheme. How long will it take to set up a test area and launch it?
I think we could do a town in a very short time, Paul.
A town?
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily like the idea of just a town. Will you back your judgment on the results of a town test?
I don't want to. It might be all the time we have, though. All the time we can spare.
You have 3 months. Now, how much powder will you need to produce for a relaunch?
For a town?
For some reason, you are playing games with me. Stop it. Now, why are you pretending that we can only do a town test? What's the problem?
Research and development.
R&D, why?
I wonder if you...
Do you want me to do something you can't manage, perhaps?
I can manage.
Then what?
All I need from R&D is an indication that 148D won't damage anyone. Then I can commission artwork for a new stick-on label and go onto a TV area. Full-blown trumpets and banners, all with my slippers on or both at the same time. But the difference is that I will be the one who can choose. If I have to wait until they make sure that you can push it up a porcupine's bum with a red-hot darning needle and it still won't wince, then I'm far down the field. And Blandy's with me, while Dean's are steaming up the home straight.
You want me to tell R&D to waive their normally stringent checking procedures so that you can rush into a test market?
You want the test market quickly. I'm telling you what's in the way.
Who have you spoken to?
I don't want the full go-ahead. I'm prepared to wait. All I want is someone to say that the probabilities are that there won't be anything wrong. Then I can decide whether to ask you to spend some money, and how much.
What do you think? If everything's all right, is the new powder really better than the old one? Will it increase sales as much as you hoped? Will we sell more?
Yes, to all three. But don't forget, I get fed by making marketing decisions. I want everything else done by experts. I just want some probability guesses. On a scale of 10, I'll go if I get an 8.
You'd go at 4 to 1 on in a health product. That's a very wide margin for error.
Look, it's a good product. We know how people use it. Even if there are some hypersensitives, we can take care of those. If the skin patch tests and the animal laboratories say OK, then why can't we go?
Who did you say you spoke to?
I have to approach the divisional manager. Like speaks to like, you know that.
So do you, but you don't do what you're supposed to. So who did you speak to?
Dr. Smith.
And she won't play ball.
She won't even recognise the game.
All right, come with me.
Where to? Where you should have gone in the first place, to David Robinson, the divisional manager. The man you're supposed to approach. Dr. Smith's boss.
Sarah Smith's working on it, you know that. When she's finished, she'll tell me and I'll tell you, Tom. I can't see a problem. It's a system that's always worked.
David, this is slightly different.
I don't see why. Why should we be less careful with this product than any other? It doesn't make sense.
Tom?
I don't want you to be less stringent.
What do you want, then?
I want a cockshy.
A cockshy? You want a new head. I'm not giving you a cockshy. I'll give you the results of properly executed work. And if we don't think this stuff's safe, we'll say so. And there won't be a bloody launch.
And that'll please you, will it, David?
No, it won't.
Then don't wrap your lips around it like a piece of Turkish delight. Why is it that people like you relish the idea of putting your feet all over anything new, stamping it to death? Listen. Do you know what will happen if we don't go ahead with 148D?
You'll have to think of something else.
There is no time to think of something else. It was your lot came up with this. Now, why are you suddenly backpedaling?
We are not backpedaling. But we have to make sure. You know that. I don't even know why you're surprised.
How far advanced is your testing?
It's well on. Sarah and I were talking about it earlier.
What have you got left to do?
It's mainly prolonged usage testing. By its nature, that takes time.
Hey, can't you speed it up? Simulate, speed it up. Smaller amounts, shorter times.
I can do anything you want. But the results won't be accurate.
Can we talk to Sarah Smith?
Of course you can. I'll ask her to come in.
We'll go down to the lab. She's got most of what she's done so far, I suppose.
I'll come with you.
There's no need, thank you.
I'm coming anyway. I don't want Sarah browbeaten. And I know how persuasive Tom can be.
Sorry to butt in. Morning, Sarah.
Oh, nice to have visitors from on high. Tom, come to make me tell you what you want to know?
Sarah.
What? That's why Mr. Peyton's here, isn't it?
But we would, in fact, like you to tell us exactly how far you've got with the 148D series.
And it isn't just the series, of course. I have to check the perfume balance as well, and the new container.
What do you have to check the container for?
Dosage.
Dosage? This is a powder. A deodorant powder in a puffer bottle. Dosage? You could deliver a dozen different amounts out of the same bottle, according to how hard you squeeze.
Right. And so I have to check the amounts. Separate checks, separate squeezes. You'll have to wait.
Do you enjoy it? Eh? Being
I
obstructive?
do my job, I do it well. Just you concentrate on yours.
Look, if I want cross-talk comedians, I'll hire them. In the meantime, I shall be grateful if you two will stop pretending you don't work for the same company. Sarah.
Yes.
What tests have you carried out so far?
Skin patches on 6 skin types, underarm and crutch bacteria, and flora tests. I've had shaven skin and eye tests on small mammals. I've had open trauma...
Trauma?
Raw flesh. Open trauma and 3-degree burn tests on small mammals, first, second, and third.
And the results so far?
It's not far enough. The skin patch tests alone should run for another 2 months, daily.
2 months? Oh, well, I'll see you in the dole queue.
Tom, you'll be drawing your earnings related sooner than you think at this rate.
Well,
Look, I appreciate your motives. Just control yourself for a minute. Sarah, the results so far?
I'm sorry. So far as I'm concerned, there is no such thing as a result so far. The results will be the results when the tests are over. Until then, there are no results.
I understand. But do you understand Tom's problem?
I know that Tom will stop at nothing to get me to say the product is okay, so that he can sell it.
So far in your series of tests...
I'm sorry, Paul. I have to protest. This is not fair pressure. And I don't think Sarah should answer your questions. I think I'm better qualified to bear the brunt. Can we talk?
All right. Tom, Sarah, we'll talk later.
Don't do that again, David.
Well, don't put me in a position where I have to.
All right. Now, what about this problem? What do I do?
Well, Tom and Sarah have backed each other into a corner. 2 dogs fighting. To back down, you have to turn round. If you turn round, somebody bites your bum.
You are continuing to speak in metaphor, I hope.
So far as Tom's concerned, I'll bite Sarah's bum any time.
Is she right?
Well, they're both right. And so am I, and so are you.
The new active ingredient. Is it safe?
And nothing we've done so far suggests that it isn't. And I deliberately got you on your own before I said that, because I may be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Now, if you were a betting man, what odds would you give against its being toxic?
Evens. As far as I'm concerned, it's always evens, like tossing a coin.
I'm going to tell Tom Gates to go ahead.
I thought you might.
We can cancel right up to launch date.
Seems like a lot of money to risk.
It is, but it's a calculated risk. Now, David, I want you to monitor Sarah Smith's work daily.
I won't do that, Paul. She's quite capable.
You'll do what you're told. This is out of the ordinary pattern. You'll have to be my ear. If anything happens, I have to know. Now, let's get this show on the road.
Mr. Gates?
Yep.
John Pitt from the advertising agency.
Oh, come in, John.
Would you like a cup of coffee, Mr. Pitt?
Yes, please, yes, please, yes, please. Strong and black as Edward Teacher's heart. No sugar. Just run the edges of your honeyed lips around the rim.
Are you working on that rum account again?
How can you tell? You can't still smell it on my breath, surely to God. If you can, I'm going to change my toothpaste.
How can you? Only handle one toothpaste account, and that I know for a fact. Thought you only used clients' products.
True, broadly speaking, as they say. We've added a rider to that, though. We only use them now if they work. And if you can smell rum on my breath, the liquor works better than the toothpaste.
I can't, but I do know Edward Teach was Blackbeard the Pirate, and who else would you be using to advertise rum?
George Melly?
Ah, long on singing, short on self-deception, son.
We don't deceive ourselves, Pilgrim. We deceive everybody else. On your behalf. So, who do you want deceiving today?
We've got something new and nice to put in Blandy's.
Mm-hmm.
We want our ever-loving advertising agents to come up with a campaign to hold on to our present consumers and yet, at the same time, get us a whole lot more. Can do?
Why not? It's what we get paid for. Any particular pattern of approach?
It's very dependable, very safe. I'd say everybody trusted him. The Jim Callahan of the powder market.
What could be safer?
Or duller. I want to stick some pizzazz all over it.
Soupçon of sex. And mustard of God.
Yeah, something like that. Cheer it up a bit. It's beginning to look a bit dowdy.
And you want me to wave my magic wand?
Yeah, look, don't spend too much money. Just make it look good. And don't damage the sales we've got already.
Okay. Here.
What?
Did you hear about Blackbeard the Pirate getting his portrait painted?
I think I'm going to.
He commissioned this artist, living in the South Seas. You know, sand in the soup, beautiful dusky maiden touch, pineapples and Bacardi rum and all that. Well, he paid him in advance to paint this picture.
Oh.
Blackbeard, the head serang, all his pirates round him, and him in the front holding the ball. So, what happens? He spends all the cash on plonk, doesn't he? Anyway, come the time to preview, he hasn't got enough paint to do the full job. All he's got enough paint for is just the one figure. The big nebby, whiskers himself on his own. So, up comes Blackbeard. Picture unveiled, Blackbeard looks at it. Here, he says, where's me buccaneers? Underneath me...
I have to go now, Mr. Gates. I'm sorry to interrupt, but did you say there was one letter you wanted to get off to the factory?
I can take a hint. I'll tell you the end next time. Bye, sweetie. See you, Tom.
Ta-ra.
Hello, Mr. Peyton. I'm off. Cheers.
Cheerio.
Come in, Paul. I won't be a minute. I'll just do this letter. Right, to the chemicals buyer, please. Dear, whatever his name is, head it confidential, new product launch. Please note that I've asked the rep for, look it up, to call and see about supplies of, use the full name of 148D, and discuss supply arrangements in time to pack the trial tonnage for the launch. His name's John Gorman. He'll be giving you a bell for a meeting. Yours thing, etc. You know how to finish it off. Okay? Right. Thanks, love. Off you go now. Leave it on your desk. I'll stick it in the post myself.
Thanks, Mr. Gates. Night, Mr. Peyton.
Good night. Is there anything you don't stick your nose into purely as a matter of interest?
Very little. If I can get something to move quicker, I stick my nose in.
Is David Robinson okay production, then?
There are lots of problems, I understand. Nothing that can't be sorted out. But everybody will be happy when we've got something packed and labelled.
Yeah, the production people are happy?
Production people, Paul, are never happy. The only time the gloom lifts even slightly is when they're telling somebody they can't do something, particularly if it's a marketing somebody.
Like you. So what have they told you they can't do now?
I wouldn't listen.
Very constructive.
Oh, it's a production problem. Nothing to do with me. I told Pollock. I said, it's not a question, can you do it, answered yes or no. It's a question, how can you do it, and when can I have it?
What's this, Reg? Trouble? Supervisors are supposed to handle trouble, not bring it to trainee managers.
This is Susie Glover.
Hello.
Hello, Susie.
It won't bite you, Susie. Tell Mr. Pollock what the problem is.
I've been late again, Mr. Pollock.
Oh, dear. You're the Susie Glover who had a final warning, aren't you?
It was a final warning, Mr. Pollock.
Can't you get up in the morning?
No, Mr. Pollock. It's the baby. He's teething, and I'm not getting much sleep. I can't get in for 6 o'clock, Mr. Pollock. If I get up late, the bus has gone, and the next one's too late. And I've no chance of getting anywhere else.
I don't want to lose her, Mr. Pollock. She works herself soft.
All right, Susie. Can you wait outside a minute, love?
Yes, Mr. Pollock. Thank you, Mr. Pollock.
She married a lad off the fair 3 days after he went off.
Well, can't you get maintenance?
All she ever got from him was a belly full of little lad and a black eye. She's only late on mornings, and she has a bad chest.
I tell you what. She can go on days for 3 months. Then she starts at 8:30, not 6. See if she can sort herself out.
Wait. What's all this days? Days doing what? I mean, we have no day work.
We have now. Top secret. Development work in the little plant.
Development work? On what?
We're having a relaunch on Blandy's. They want limited tonnage in unlabelled bottles. Store it in the top warehouse. When the go-ahead filters through, we'll label on the little machine.
What mix will they use?
All will be revealed in the fullness of time.
Oh, aye.
Dr. Smith will be with us tomorrow to recount the mysteries of the steaming cauldron.
You read too much.
I got that off the telly.
Look, are you sure we'll use the little plant? The development plant?
I can't see any other way around it, can you?
Well, it's the dust up there. I mean, on the line, it's all enclosed. We can suck it straight off, but up there, it's...
What did the inspector say?
Well, you were there.
Right, so were you. He said, and I quote, "I'll pass this for development work. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more." But they have to wear masks and gowns.
There's still too much dust. You've never seen anyone with stones in his lungs, have you?
No. And what's that got to do with it?
Yeah, well, the last one died a couple of years before you started.
Pneumoconiosis? Here?
Funny that. You tend to think it all happens down mines and in asbestos works. Just before the war, there were 98 men who'd worked on this line. The most active was Perry Walker. He was 57 when he died, and it took him half an hour to walk 300 yards. And I still think that was on willpower, not oxygen.
I never heard about that.
You wouldn't. Every one of those lads died of chronic bronchitis. So the doctors said. Nobody mentioned the change in raw materials after the war. And of course, nobody gets chronic bronchitis now.
You're serious, aren't you?
I am. And so should you be. We'll watch that line, you and me.
Tom, so far as I can see, one of your principal talents appears to be the ability to wedge yourself up people's noses. Percy Hale, the chemicals buyer, has made a formal complaint that you sent a rep to see him, and I quote it as I got it from the production unit. Are you listening?
Yeah.
Tom...
Because that's the choice.
Follow procedures. That's all you have to do. Now, speed it up if you want to, okay. But follow the procedures.
No.
Yes.
No, I won't follow procedures. Procedures can follow me. Procedures are to help me get things done, not stop me. And that's why I signed the bloody order. To make everybody jump about. We were going to buy the 148D anyway, weren't we?
You'd better be right.
If I'm not right, then give me the bullet.
I will.
And if you do, you'll lose the only spark you've got. There's plenty of vapour here, but I'm the only one who sets it on fire.
What's up, Doc?
There's too much dust in there.
Oh, yes, it is. We're extending the dust extraction. Should be finished in a couple of months. The factory inspector's going to look the other way until then.
How about the shop steward? Strong union, is it?
Well, the union doesn't want to see people out of work. We'll keep an eye on it.
Darth Vader job in there. Masks and goggles. Environmental health unit at the university does lung function tests. Anyone with a problem, out they come. We're very careful. Now then...
Now then yourself, Mr. Pollock.
I think that's okay, Reg, if you're satisfied.
Now, how are we going to rate it for job evaluation?
I'll recommend operator 1. Personnel shouldn't worry.
Yeah. Well, how about the mixer? Heavy physical element, especially for a woman. Those sacks are heavy.
I should think we could shovel it into the hopper. What do you think, Dr. Smith?
Well, so long as the active ingredient is weighed carefully, I don't care how you get it in.
All right, then, that's settled. Reg?
I'll tell Jenny Jones, stock steward.
Not what you'd call a strong union, then.
Fine, strong, Dr. Smith.
I should have thought that was fairly obvious.
I'd still like you to define it, if you wouldn't mind.
In pure terms, a good union is one that makes sure its members don't get put on.
Round here, a good union is one that keeps its members working, and nobody gets put on. You get paid for the work you do. The better you work, the more you get.
That's the philosophy that kept kids down pits. They got paid by results, too.
Aye, and yours is the philosophy that closes factories. God preserve me from colour supplement socialists. No bras and real ale. Present company accepted, of course.
Oh, I like a good pint. But as for the rest, you can mind your own business.
The active came in this morning. Top warehouse. We haven't touched it yet. Have you seen it, Reg?
Oh, so it come in. One thing, the driver wore a respirator.
Sensible fellow. Anyone handling dusty materials should. Masks are for use.
Well, I've never seen one like it. Had an oxygen bottle and everything.
Better safe than sorry. It's not that toxic, though. 148D, is it? Or is it?
I have no idea. Certainly not in the concentrations I've used. The manufacturer made them up in development packages. Nobody mentioned toxicity to me.
Oh, we'll soon know anyway. Percy Hale and the safety lab will issue data sheets for handling precautions.
Yes, right. Well, I'll have a word with Percy.
Oh, no, don't do that. Let him issue them. You know he gets shirty if you make him think he's not doing his job. Leave him. He'll get them out. We don't need to open up till Monday anyway.
Can we talk about these?
These are the packing specifications.
Making and packing spec. All signed, sealed and delivered.
There is no development signature.
Well, there's a marketing signature and it's countersigned by the big C.
But there's no development signature.
Well, there will be.
I'm not supposed to produce without a development name.
Take it up with God.
Tom Gates is away till Tuesday.
Well, wouldn't God do until then?
Look, I'm not trying to be awkward.
Yes, you are. And personally, I don't blame you. However, I'm here to tell you what the agreed mixed proportion is and to talk you through the making spec, okay?
Oh, no. Not really.
Well, I'll leave you to it. Dr. Smith, Bill.
Now then.
I agree with you. I don't think anything should be produced without a development signature. But, in this case, they have decided...
Ooh.
They have decided to go ahead and produce launch tonnage in anticipation of a favourable set of test results.
Oh, what's wrong with it?
I don't know.
Is there anything wrong with it?
I don't know. I haven't done my tests.
What's arranged, Tom?
Everything.
That was quick.
I am quick. You know that. If I wasn't quick, nobody would put up with the rest of me. Least of all you.
When you're disarmingly honest, I always feel I'm about to be screwed.
I might as well tell the truth straight away, then.
It's probably only some more disarming honesty, but go ahead anyway.
Sarah Smith and David Robertson won't sign the making specification.
Well, I know that. You've known it for a long time.
Production will be difficult.
They're sticking to the letter of the law.
Yep.
It's hard to blame them. If anything goes wrong, somebody will look at the packaging details. Hello, they'll say, dearie me, good heavens, you've made this stuff and you didn't have a development signature. My word.
Well, what do you suggest?
I don't suggest anything. In fact, I don't want to know about it. It doesn't concern me. But I'll tell you a little story. I can remember hearing about a similar situation once. An aspiring young executive was in a sort of plight where nobody senior would authorize something he wanted to do. So he had a brainwave, and he spoke to the man at the coalface, the low man on the totem pole, and he conned him into doing it.
He must have been very persuasive.
He was. And lucky, too. Because he got away with it. But even if he hadn't, it would only have been a very junior head that rolled.
Right. Thank you, Paul.
Don't thank me. I'm only telling a tale. And, Tom.
Yeah?
This man only did it because he knew nothing would go wrong. I wouldn't like anything to go wrong.
I'll let you know you're here. Mr. Pitt from the agency.
Oh, hello, John, my son.
Hello, sweetheart.
You were going to tell me the end of that Blackbeard joke. You know, where are me buccaneers?
Underneath your bucket hat.
Oh, that's terrible. I've been waiting 3 weeks for that.
Please yourself. You want jokes, get Tommy Cooper. You want brilliant advertising, get me. And that's who you got.
All right, then. What you got for me?
I'm not all that keen on product relaunches, you know. Bit of a pain in the old pinny.
Look, John,
Still...
John, we have no choice. British motorcycle syndrome. Modernise or lose all your sales.
I think we should be all right. What we've decided to do is change the impact slightly, and do it a bit at a time. So, anytime you want to change your mind, draw your horns in, you won't have gone too far. So, we're going to leave the old telly right out, and go for sound only. Supermarket sound systems, local commercial radio. Just grab a load of this. Absolutely marvellous. Listen.
Make a new friend from an old friend. Discover Blandy's again.
You always used Blandy's, never gave it a thought. Think about it now. Let new Blandy's pamper you, and with that something extra, let it keep you nice all day.
Make a new friend from an old friend. Discover Blandy's again.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah, that's great. I like it. It's good.
Well, congratulations, little Tom. That's good. That's very good indeed. I like the basic idea, and I like the jingle. You know, I think the jingle will work. It's insistent enough to be driving me mad already. Raymond, what does the sales force say?
Well, I understand there's some rumour going round we're not going to have enough product available.
Nonsense. It's sales talk gossip.
I also understand there's a problem with the product, and that development won't pass it because in the first place they're not satisfied with the tests, and in the second place there's a dust problem.
Well, I don't know where you get your information, Raymond. I know that Tom here is completely satisfied and ready to go ahead.
Yeah.
And if he's satisfied, so am I. Perhaps you'd like to chat about it.
Who's your spy in the window, and why don't you tell him to shut up?
No good me geeing the lads up, getting the blood pumping, the buttocks clenching and the nostrils flaring.
What a horrible set of images.
It's accurate, though. But is it?
Is it what?
Is it any use me setting up a launch imperative, and then you turn round and say we're not on? Frustration sets in.
Throw them some lady merchandise.
Are the rumours right?
Look, rumours are never right. Where do yours come from?
Company cricket match. Sales and marketing, v production and technical.
That's a dangerous precedent. Who started that? We don't want that lot mingling socially.
Can't stop it. At least I was there to put a stop to any really dangerous speculation.
The launch is okay. The rumours are just that, rumours.
Yeah, but look,
R&D haven't finished their tests. When they have, we'll go ahead. Now, you get your lads worked up.
What about the dust?
Raymond, by the time it gets to you, it's in bottles. You don't give a bugger. You just sell it. You don't breathe it. Unless you do a lot of snuggling your nose into armpits.
I never knew market research was so earthy. Right, I'll tell my lads. I think this might be a good G-up, but I was being a bit low, you know. Don't suppose you'd object to an incentive?
No, not so long as it's properly worked out. I don't object at all. But you make sure it's total sales and distribution. I don't want somebody conning one supermarket buyer and taking the lot and then splitting the prize with him.
That would be against the rules.
Yes, just so everybody remembers.
This is a machine that measures your lung capacity. Now, you know that. Now, there's nothing magic about it. Just fill your lungs again as much as you can. Then blow. It's Miss Glover, isn't it? Yeah. Just one more. Take your time.
I'm puff, Mr. Tonks. I'm puff.
Just the one, then you're finished.
I'm sorry, love. I just can't. I can't blow no more. I'm puffed out. There's nothing I can do. You'll have to wait.
Well, even if you can't do it at all, well. Now, come on. Just one. Still smoking?
I've gone to a low tar. Well, that's what the experts say. Low tar, low nicotine. They can't do you that much harm, surely.
As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing you can set fire to and breathe in and out without it does you some harm.
Don't stop me smoking, love. It's the only thing I've left to enjoy. It's about the one thing you can do on your own as well.
How's the little lad?
He goes to nursery school. My mother picks him up and takes him.
And how many a day do you smoke?
About a packet.
10 or 20?
Oh, not 20.
How many then?
About 18 or 19.
But definitely not 20.
I always leave one in the packet to have with me breakfast.
You do have breakfast then?
Oh, every morning, without fail.
You sure?
Certainly. I smoke it on the way to the bus.
Get on the scales. I want to weigh you.
I don't have to get stripped, do I? I've been working for 4 hours, and I'm mucky.
No. Even with your clothes on, you've lost weight. Can you see your doctor? Have a checkup.
I'll have to lose a day's money. I can't afford it.
Well, I'll ask Mr. Pollock. Leave with pay.
There's nothing wrong with her. Seriously.
She's lost weight.
She eats nothing. She lives on fags.
Her lung performance is decreasing.
Much?
Oh, anything I can measure is significant.
Any others?
These two. And one other.
Jenny Jones and you, Reg. Who's the other?
You are.
I'd always pick you up, Paul. There's no need for a taxi. But I don't know why you don't just ring when you're ready.
Raymond, how much a year do you get to run my sales force?
About 18,500 plus bonuses. Why?
Which would you sooner do? Act as a taxi driver or keep your bonus level up?
Point seen, taken, and swallowed. Where are we going?
This is the test town for the launch. We'll have a look at some shops.
That's all right, Ray, on me. I'll use my card. Had enough to eat? More coffee?
Oh, yes, please. I've got a bit of a problem.
What is it?
But I need to start sampling, and I don't think the stuff will be available in time.
So?
You see, I'm going to arrange bargain offers to make all the old stuff clear out of the shops in time for the launch. But I don't want there to be a gap with empty shelves in the big hypermarkets. I need to be able to get earlier deliveries, and I must be able to start sampling. Otherwise, I'm going to be late, and I don't like being late. The factory's 190 miles from here. Remember the last special pack? I had 2 very cross buyers when the stocks didn't arrive in time for the special demos.
You've got friends in distribution, haven't you?
Yes.
Talk to your friends.
Is it all right to start sampling in advance?
Did I hear you say you got 18,000 every year? Well, if you get it, earn it. And earn it by making decisions. Use your head. Don't make waves. But remember this. I expect this to go like silk, oiled silk. And if it does, I'll be very happy indeed. And you can tell your lads to put in an extra burst, because I'm going to have a big weekend in Mallorca out of this, and 3 top salesmen and their wives will be with me. So, we seem to be all set. Don't seem to be any dreadful problems, eh? How's Sarah doing with the test, David? No alarming mutations, eh? No rabbits turned into pterodactyls?
No. Still 2 weeks to run on the skin patches, but nothing untoward so far.
So, it seems that I was right to respect your judgment.
My judgment? I'm sorry, I'm not sure I've ever exercised my judgment over this one.
Oh, you gave me some very good advice in this office 2 months ago.
When I told you that, I expected that it would be in confidence. I didn't expect to be quoted.
Nor have you been. But it looks as if you were right, doesn't it, Tom?
Yeah, pity you couldn't have made up your mind and told everybody before. Would have saved a lot of trouble.
Wouldn't have made a blind bit of difference. All that's happened is that you steamed ahead anyway, like you always do, doing exactly what you want to, and arranging the evidence to suit afterwards.
At least we're in a position to launch. If we waited until you were ready, we'd have known no more and been 2 months behind.
All right. Squabbling over. Now, Raymond, tell us where you're up to.
Ready when you are. We'll have 3/4 of the launch tonnage in the shops in the first week.
You'll be lucky. Takes a week from the factory.
Just you mind your own chickens, friend. Me and the distribution controller talk the same language.
Can you get Sarah in, David? She might be able to fill us in on the up-to-the-minute position.
I've told you the latest.
Well, I'd still like to talk Sarah through it. Nice if we could hear it direct.
She's not here.
Where is she?
She's at the production unit, talking to the boys at the plant. Clearing up 1 or 2 final points, I should imagine.
It's the only thing I can connect to all of them. They've all worked on the development line.
The only thing, Dr. Tonks?
So far as I can see.
Just these 4?
That's right. We get tested more often than anyone else, of course.
In one gap, 4 people have lost 10.2% of their lung capacity. I don't believe it.
You can believe what you like. That's your privilege. I'm going to advise the management of this factory that they have an environmental health problem. And after that, they can do what they want.
Oh, wait a minute. Have you tested anyone else since you got these figures?
What's the point? These are the people with the problem.
No, too much of a coincidence. Do you know your own lung performance?
Yes.
Got a set of figures?
Yes. Here.
Right. Let's check your machinery.
All right.
There, right.
Okay.
Right, come on, try another.
Hang on. Satisfied?
Have you been anywhere near the plant?
No.
And your puff is down 10.2%. You've got a hole in your bellows, Doc.
Oh, cobblers.
Cheer up. Look on the bright side. At least there's nothing wrong with the job.
I don't give a cast iron about that. I have enough trouble keeping this show on the road anyway. I don't know how I'm going to get this lot mended. We're way over budget now.
Do what I do. Get it mended. And they can fight for the money. Somebody will pay.
I'll tell Reg Good, Jenny Jones. They've had such a fright they've both stopped smoking.
There were 4.
The girl that was on days. She had to leave. Her little lad caught some sort of skin infection. He was in a bad way. Skinned the poor little bugger.
Skinned him? Skinned him where?
They're very prim round here. It's all done in illusions, nods and winks.
Where? Where? Where was he skinned?
His nether region, so far as I know. Dear God in heaven. You don't think...
Perhaps you'll excuse us, Doctor. How can I take a chance? How can you even suggest that I take a chance? I want more time.
There is no more time. You've got until the end of the week to finish your tests. If everything is okay, you sign that making spec.
I'm not going to sign that specification until I've set up and processed a whole series of wet tests with uric acid at body heat.
This is a beauty product.
Which is why I haven't done them yet, which is why I wasn't asked to do them, which is why I'm going to do them now.
The whole product is aimed at the beauty market. That girl stole that bottle. It's not intended for nappies.
There's a 2-year-old baby in a hospital bed waiting to see if his scrotum needs a skin graft. Explain that to him.
Paul Peyton won't let you get away with it.
Get away with what? All that's going to happen is that I'm going to see if this product is safe enough to market.
I told Paul Peyton it would probably be all right.
Oh, then I'm sorry for you. But that won't make me change my mind.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you now changing your mind, David? Are you now, suddenly, after we spent... I don't know exactly. It's your business to know. A large sum of money has been spent after a decision based largely upon information supplied by you was taken. And now you've changed your mind?
I gave you an opinion. You chose to treat it as fact.
The money has been spent.
The damage has been done.
Because of your opinion.
I have consistently warned you not to go ahead with this launch until the complete series was done. What you did, you did.
Why does this woman suddenly want more tests?
Ask her yourself.
That's an hour up, June. Have you felt anything at all?
Rich.
Sarah,
Right,
sorry to...
I want you to stop that and tell me
Just a
exactly why...
minute. This is a result of a test I've just finished. I'll just take the patch off.
Okay.
Right, Joan. Oh, there. Don't worry. Well, look at that, gentlemen. Oh, thank you, Joan. You can go. I'll dress that later.
Thank you, Doctor.
Dear Christ. Paul, we can't...
That patch has been on an hour. That subject has never before reacted to 148D. I used a weak solution of uric acid at blood heat. In another hour, it would have blistered. I won't sign your specification.
Tom, come with me.
Are you convinced, Tom?
Yeah.
You were wrong.
Yeah.
Well, have we any figures on usage patterns?
Yeah, we did a questionnaire about a year ago.
What's the potential young mother-baby situation? Percentage?
Oh, it's low. We've never called Blandy's the baby product.
How low?
What are you saying, Paul?
I'm trying to find out the size of the problem.
Let it go ahead. You can't risk it.
We have no choice.
Stop saying we. If you're trying to make me agree that we should go ahead with this launch, you're not on.
The launch has started. I told Raymond West to go ahead with the sampling on Wednesday. He's covered 1,000 homes, and his people were building shop displays all last night, ready to go tomorrow.
You started it. You stop it. I'm out of the game. Raymond West will be out on the streets. 1,000 homes sampled. On my most optimistic figures, 3%. That's 30 babies with skin behinds. If you stop it now...
If we stop it now, we have to give a good reason.
Well, what reason do you reckon to be good enough? Hey, 100% death? I don't like the way you're beginning to sound.
If I give the real reason and take the new product out of the shops now, I'll damage Blandy's nationwide. If I wait for 4 weeks...
No, I'm not listening to you, Paul.
Get hold of Raymond West. Take him to the 2 multiple buyers. Say we're not happy with the running quality and we want to replace with fresh stock.
Well, that'll take a week. What about the sales between now and then? What about the 1,000 samples?
We'll have to stand the racket. Any claims we get, we'll sue. We'll keep it localized.
Oh, that's right. Localized. Within the triangle of a wet nappy. You'll have to do better than that, Paul.
Then earn your money. Come up with something better.
That's obvious. You'll have to blow the whistle. Local radio, TV, if you can. A loudspeaker van for the samples.
Oh, you forgot skywriting. We'll do it my way.
I won't have anything to do with it. You are on your own.
Lisa, have a security officer sent to my room. You're suspended on full pay for a month. You can go home with the security officer.
Goodbye, Paul. I'm not suspended. I'm leaving. And if a security officer lays one finger on me, I'll sue you until your eyes bleed. And, Paul...
You won't work again.
This is not Chicago in the 20s, Paul. And I should watch the television tonight if I were you. I'm about to make a very important phone call. You know, Paul, you know where you make a mistake about me? Eh? You mistake loyalty for lack of judgment. And you confuse keenness with ruthlessness. And you forget, I have 2 10-month-old twins.
Get me Public Relations Department. And after that, get me the BBC. Hello, this is Paul Payton from Blandy's. The MD. Yes, I understand you're expecting a call from me. My press representative called about 15 minutes ago. Thank you. Hello, Payton. Yes. Who am I speaking to? Mr. Donner. I'm in trouble. I haven't got a lot of time. Perhaps you can listen. If I can convince you of the size of the problem first, then we can meet. Thank you. Now, you've heard of our dusting powder. Right. It's good stuff. We have 50 years of good name behind us. We've just done a limited sample distribution in a test town. I find to my horror that, due to an unforgivable piece of management decision-making, certain stringent safety checks have been bypassed. And I'm not sure about the product quality. Well, I'm more than not sure, Mr. Donner. I think that this powder might be dangerous if used on young children. Yes, I know that, but how can I take the chance? I admire your responsible attitude, Mr. Donner. Well, I run the risk of damaging my sales nationwide, but I'd sooner take that chance than hurt a baby. I can make myself available. I'll be in town in about an hour. Thank you, Mr. Donner. The man whose fault it was, his name's Gates. I'm afraid that in a fit of temper I sacked him on the spot. He went out of here threatening to ruin the company. Thank you. Yes, I'll ask for you, shall I? Thank you. Lisa?
Mr. Peyton?
Tell PR to get a car and meet me at the front gate. We're going to the BBC.
Yes, Mr. Peyton. Is everything all right?
It is my job, Lisa, my own and sole job, to make sure that everything is all right. Now, always remember, however bad a situation seems, there is always something in your favour. There are two views through a window. One from outside looking in, one from inside looking out. Oh, and Lisa, try and get hold of Tom Gates. When you do, tell him where I am. Tell him I'm sorting out the situation. And Lisa.
Mr. Peyton?
See if you can use your charm on him. Tell him I'd like to see him. Tomorrow, about 9:30.
In A Tentative Maybe by Don Webb, the chairman, Paul Peyton, was played by Garrard Green, and head of marketing Tom Gates by Christopher Godwin. Sarah Smith was played by Kate Lee. David Ross played West and Good, Simon Malloy, Robinson and Pollock, John Branwell, Pitt and Tonks, Angela Catherall, Glover and Lisa. The play was directed in Manchester by Caroline Smith.
This video was uploaded to the channel Thinking Out Loud. Please like, comment and subscribe to the Thinking Out Loud channel. Thank you.